Welcome to The Big Story, hosted by Victor. The Big Story brings you interviews with inspiring people who are killing it in various spheres of life. Get ready to learn a lot while laughing and having a good time in a relaxed environment.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Big Story. I am Victor and I have here a personal friend, someone who has advised me a lot in the past and someone that I can always have a nice conversation with, Lola Adegoke. And she's a friend of the show. Yeah. So now Lola is a serial entrepreneur. She lives in the US and she has started a lot of business from the scratch. And she's, I won't say young, not old, just just mid-range, but I would say she's quite successful, and she's an inspiration for me personally in the business world, and also I'm sure she would be a very nice, we can all learn a thing or two from her. So welcome, Lola.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Nice.
What'd you say?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Okay. And you?
I'm also good. I'm also doing great. So you have, at the moment, you have raised 3 businesses. Well, more, but the biggest ones.
Yeah.
We have Sauron Europa.
Mm-hmm.
We have Hope for Us Charity.
Yes.
And we have Blessed Africa Boutique.
Yes.
And throughout the interview, in the course of the interview, we're going to go more into that to find out more about them. But before we get into the interview, let's have an icebreaker. Something
okay.
Something crazy about you. So I have a list of questions here.
Mm-hmm.
From 1 to 100. And if you pick one of these questions, then I can, then I could.
Okay, 66.
Okay, nice. What do we have at 66? Who is the better businessman or businesswoman and why? Just
in general, like
in general, yeah.
I think well, I think it just depends on the situation, but I think that women can bring a side that sometimes men don't see, like just another level of vision or whatever you want to say. Because I read this tweet, this man was like, he doesn't start companies without having women as part of the co-founders or on the founding board or whatever. Because I agree. I believe that women bring another level of insight that sometimes, and vision, that men might not have.
Yeah.
And because I'm a girl, I'm a feminist, so I'll just say
okay. Great. Is there like one businesswoman that you're like, okay, she is a good example?
Not really. Nothing coming to mind right now. I feel like I don't even really I should, but I feel like I don't really pay attention. Or I would say, like, right now, at this point in time, I'm not even paying attention to any like business women. There's the person who was coaching me at one point. She wasn't coaching me, but I was taking her online courses for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Rodriguez or something like that. She is the founder of Godlywood Girl, and she does courses for Christian entrepreneurs who have online businesses and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I would say I looked up to her during that time period that I was taking her courses. And I mean, even now, because I don't like really getting on social media that much anymore. So I don't know. Okay. I can't say.
Okay, great. Okay, nice. We know that now. So you've gotten your hands into a lot of business ventures, but A little birdie told me about Omolade Enterprise. So
Uh-huh.
what's Omolade Enterprise? Like how did it start, and what was the idea behind that?
Okay, so as you said, I have my hand in a lot of different things. So I've always been like a business person. I was entrepreneur type person since a young age. So as early as I think it was second grade that I was like already doing my first business. I was like selling cupcakes to kids at school. I would bake the cakes at home, the cupcakes at home, and then I would like take it to school and sell it. And then I was like taking orders and stuff like that. And I did that all through from primary until high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then um around that time, it was a teacher snitched on me. And then the principal called me to his office and was like, "Are you selling baked goods to students?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Well, you can't do that anymore, blah, blah, blah." And the funny thing, he's actually my basketball coach. It wasn't the principal. It was like dean of discipline or something. And he's actually also my basketball coach. So he was just like, don't do that again. He was like, "I really don't care, but just don't do it again," or whatever. So that happened. So I didn't sell at school anymore. I was like, that teacher's so annoying. But I get it because you don't want anything to happen to any students, right? Yeah. So that was around, my first business venture. And I had always like been trying to find ways to like raise money and stuff, fundraise, because I used to play basketball. So I was just always like finding ways to like bring money in. So then in college, also I started the Hope for Us charity when I was in high school. So then when I got to college, I started a photography business. So then when I think the year that I was about to graduate, I had those three businesses, I guess you could say. Yeah, I had those three businesses running at the same time. So then when I was about to graduate, I was just like, I wanted to make a website, but I didn't want to make three different websites. So I just made them into one thing. I put them under a parent company and I called it Omolade Enterprises. Okay. So that's what it is. Omolade is like supposed to be the parent company. And then you have Auntie Lola's Kitchen, which was underneath it. Olade Photography, which is underneath it. And then what else? I don't I don't even remember. There was something else I was under. I don't know. I don't think I put Hope for Us Charity under it. But maybe I did. I think I put, the reason I was saying I'm not sure if I put it was because it is a charity. So I don't know if I put it like quote unquote under Hope, under Amalade Enterprises. And also I've kind of like broken it up also. So I don't really use Amalade Enterprises anymore. So that's another reason why I was just like, I don't really remember what I originally put. But yeah, that's what it was originally. And I've kind of, I've dropped, I would kind of dropped Amalade Enterprises at this point. But that's what it was. It was just a way to be able to put everything under one website until they grow big enough for them to be on their own. And that's what happened. Bless That Freak boutique started growing so big that it couldn't be under Amalade Enterprises. It had to have its own website and its own page and everything like that. And that's what it is. Now it's up to like, I think 4,000 or 5,000 Instagram followers and thousands of orders and stuff like that.
And how old were you when Omalade Enterprise was started?
When the company name together?
Yeah.
I think it was the year that I was about to graduate. So 22.
Okay.
So yeah.
And is there like someone in your family or like that really coached you through this process? Because like, yeah, from what I can hear, from selling cupcakes to photography to baking and all of those things, yeah, it's really from a very young age you had like an entrepreneurial mind. Was there like was there like that one person that you were like that you always took advice from, or was like your mentor is a big word, but someone that you looked up to at that young age?
Literally no. There was nobody. And people ask me this all the time, like, oh, how have I done all of this? And I've never had a mentor and all those different things. I don't know. I saw it as a way to make money. Instead of asking people for money, let me go and make money. That's how I saw it as. So yeah, there was nobody that I looked up to business wise, and even for the NGO, nothing like that. So everything was me learning and making mistakes on my own and
Yeah.
learning from them.
Yeah. Okay. So you talked about mistakes, learning and making mistakes. What's the biggest, learning point that you would say from all of these years that you can say that, yes, this is what I would never do again?
Um, I think maybe like not setting things up properly, or okay, not documenting money properly, I would say is a big issue in the
Hmm.
beginning of when you start something. So before my businesses become big or whatever, obviously the money is being with the money I would put in a separate account. Eventually I put it in a separate account, but I used to not keep track of it properly. But that was like way when I was younger. I would say that was how I was doing things. But then when I started HFU charity, obviously since it's charity, I had to keep that money completely separate. And then Blessed Afrique Boutique, again, also I was keeping the money separate. So yeah, I think it's just the money thing. I think is the biggest thing. I would try to from the get go set
Yeah,
that up correctly.
set it up correctly. Okay. All right, great. So, where do you find the time for all of these things? Because I know you are a student, or you were a student.
I'm
And
still a student.
oh, okay, nice.
Well, I'm a student again.
Again,
Sorry.
yeah, okay. So you are a student, but from what I see, you are so extra. You're so busy with so much extra stuff. Where you get the time for all of these things?
Mm, you just I don't know. I'm actually bad at time management. So I can't. I mean, I would just say that like I think finding the time to do things, like you have to, obviously you have to prioritize and just trying to see what works for you. You can hear different people's tips and advice and stuff, but seeing what works for you. So I've noticed that Trello, like a project management app, helps me keep track of
Mm.
things, to for at least for the business for the business side, and um all the businesses, because I put all my businesses on Trello now. Like any project, basically all the projects that we're doing, it's
Mm-hmm.
on Trello now. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm thinking of adding my school work assignment type stuff on there too, in order to help
Mm-hmm.
me keep track there. But yeah, I don't know, it's really just about you trying to figure out, like setting blocks in your day, like, okay, I want to get this done, I want to get this done, I want to get this done. Making to-do lists also help me. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Now to the biggest businesses you've been involved in, and I'm going to go through each of them one by one
Mhm.
because I'm really interested in them. You have Soroni Yoruba. Let's start with that. You've been busy with that for 3 years, and it's really important to start something like that, especially for people like I don't want to put myself in that category, but people who don't really know our mother tongue so well.
Mhm.
It's really important in helping to, yeah, bridge that gap. What was your idea behind starting up Soroni Yoruba? And
Oh.
before we go there, I love the intro. Oshe Omo Iyami.
So that was from a video that I made, and people keep telling me I need to come back and make videos, but I think you guys know yourself that social media is stressful. So that's why I've been running away from creating videos and stuff like that. But yeah. So I'm actually the co-founder for Sorority Yoruba. My friend Annette Okonofwa approached me. She's actually half Yoruba, half Edo and Igbo. So, but she mainly speaks Yoruba. So we had a conversation before one time about speaking Yoruba and stuff. And then I think maybe a year later, she brought it back up and she was like, oh, she's serious that she wants to do something about the fact that people I would say in the diaspora can't really speak their native tongues properly. And that she wants to kind of create a community where we can all like learn the language together and blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera. So then from there I was like, yes, let's do this. So 2018 August 12th, I believe, is when she approached me. So then from there we started to build Sorrow. We made the Instagram page and then started putting up content and stuff like that, and then went and got the business registered. We have our logo, we have our website, all that good stuff. Everything's set up, right? Legalities and all that stuff. I'm interested in legalities and
Mm-hmm.
all and finances and stuff like that. So I'm the one who handled all that side, and she handled the other parts, like actual content that we put
Yeah.
together for
Yeah.
the stuff. So that's how Sauron Europa started up, and we've been booming since then. And we're about to have another cohort March 14th. Yeah, so if anybody's interested, join. And we're also having live Instagram stories throughout. What is this? This is March through April, and then we have a big announcement on May 1st or 2nd. A
Mm-hmm.
big surprise, and we're doing giveaways the whole time we're doing our Instagram live series. So make sure you follow us, Sauron Europa.
I like the sound of that, giveaways. Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, just from the little snippets that you guys put out, like the words, how to pronounce this word in Yoruba, it's really amazing. And I think yeah, it's really nice that you could come up with something like this yeah, that is really helping Yoruba people, Yoruba kids who don't really know the language, but also
Mm-hmm.
non-Yoruba people, Do you see more people from Nigeria or more people from the diaspora?
More people in the diaspora, and then we have like maybe one or two students that are in Nigeria. We had a couple of students in South Africa, Australia, England, a lot more, somebody in Dubai, but majority of them are USA based.
Okay, okay. I wish you a lot of luck and a lot of yeah, good luck with Soroni Yoruba.
Thank you.
It's really amazing, and I'm really excited for it. So good luck with that.
Thank you.
Next, Hope for Us charity. You've been busy with that for 9 years. Wow, that's the longest.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah, if there's like one company that you would say you invest the most time in it, I think it's that one, right?
Yeah, I've been doing that since 2011. So this year, October, will be 10 years. So with HFU, can I go ahead?
Yeah, of course. Go.
Okay, so with HFU, so HFU stands for the Hope for Us charity. So the name came from me sitting down and I couldn't think of a name, and so it came from, I was just like, there's still hope for us in the world. So that's why I call it the Hope for Us charity. There's still hope for us in the world. And so I founded it, like I said, alone. I'm the sole founder in 2011. And then from there, I was doing small projects here and there with like doing partnerships with people in Nigeria. But mainly it was like donating to other people who had active on ground volunteers and their organization was there, right? So then in 2007, a good friend at the time was like, I need to take this to another level. Like I have, raising all these funds, and then it was like we were being a foundation. I see a foundation to be someone that they have money and then they give money out to other charities or to individuals in order for those people to carry out their projects. That's not what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a charity who was doing our own projects on ground. So the person was like, I need to get people on ground within the country that I'm trying to help. So I put out an ad for volunteers, and a lot of people showed up. A lot of people, especially from Ibadan, University of Ibadan. We have a lot of people from there. A lot of the OGs from the organization are from that school, and they've been with us ever since then, to 2017. And so from there, that was when we brought on a lot of other people who decided to who have stepped into leadership roles, being directors or co-directors, or being coordinators, and stuff like that. So, and that's what we've been doing. We've been helping. At first, we were helping with healthcare, education, sustainability, and social injustices. But during 2020, actually the month right before the lockdown, I went home back to Nigeria, had a meeting with the national directors of Nigeria, and we had a meeting, and we were like, we need to fine tune our we need to streamline and fine tune our pillars. And so then we dropped two. We kind of dropped sustainability and social injustices, but in the sense that they're kind of underneath healthcare and education. So it's not like we're specifically putting projects towards that, but they're embedded within the projects that we put together concerning healthcare and education. So that's what we focus on now, just healthcare and education. And specifically, we focus on diabetes and hypertension for that age, the older age range. So I would say like 35 and above is a target audience for that. And then for education, we're focusing on people who are in secondary school and younger, because it's better to get them when they're younger, obviously, because they are the future. So that's what we're focusing on concerning education and concerning for healthcare. So yeah, and we put on projects and all of that, but it wasn't giving us the results that we wanted. That's why we had to put that pause in 2020. And also COVID happened. So COVID made it even a more forcible pause, because initially we were supposed to have that pause. After we had that meeting, we decided we're going to have a pause until August 2020, but COVID also forced the pause to be even longer.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get back out there now. So yeah.
So how do you fundraise? How do you,
Raise money for the organization.
Raise money for the organization, because it's a charity from the name,
Yeah.
Hope for Us charity. So, how do you raise money for people?
Okay, so I would say 95% of our funds come from selling jewelry in the shape of different African countries, and the continent of Africa. So necklaces, earrings, bracelets, keychains, etc., stuff like that, in the shape of Africa or different African countries and some other countries, mainly is how we raise our funds. So like 100% of the sales from that go towards funding the organization.
Yeah.
And then the other 5%, donations here and there. But majority of it is from selling the stuff and HFU branded products.
Yeah, because you sell all of those things, but Blessed Afrique is a bit the same business model, right?
Yeah, kind of the same business model, but it's still completely different. Like the purpose is completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to go into Blessed Afrique?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So Blessed Afrique, obviously, since I was already in the jewelry world, I understand how the jewelry world works and everything from Hope for Us charity. When I was in college, I came up with an idea to create necklaces that were so everybody knows me to love going to church programs, church concerts, and stuff like that. And so and that was really, like, during my college years, that was really something that, like, anytime somebody said, oh, there was a new church program or a new church concert somewhere, I was there. So yeah, that was what I used to do for fun. And I really love, especially for African church, I love what do you call it, high life and all of that, and the praise and worship and offering time. I loved all of that. So for me, I don't remember the day that it happened, but it just kind of came to my mind that I was like, okay, I love Africa a lot, and I love church and God a lot. So I just kind of put them together. I came up with the jewelry piece. I was like, how can I, manifest this into something physically that could be shown and worn around? And so then I turned it into the jewelry piece. So that's where the first piece that came out was the Africa, and then there's a cross inside of it that's like hanging and it like dangles. Then the next piece was the Made in Heaven, assembled in Africa. And then we just and then the Africa Jesus, and then we expanded to Nigeria, Ghana, following with the same 3 main model pieces and all of that. So they're the same in the sense that they're jewelry, but they're still 2 completely different things. The Hope for Us charity, all the jewelry, it's actually, I think we have necklaces from that represent all 54 African countries and other countries.
Mhm.
But then Blessed Afrique Boutique just has Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria for now, and it focuses on showing that you can be Christian and be African
Freaking
at
yeah.
the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
so 2 different things.
Is it also a charity?
No, it's not a charity. That one is for profit. So fun fact, I started that because I was like, okay, this is actually really making money. The Hope for Us charity, selling necklaces and stuff, and people were always like, oh my gosh, you're making so much money, blah blah blah. And I'd be like, I'm not taking anything, it's for the charity. And then they'd be like, you should be taking some, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, it's for the charity, you know? And so then I was like, and I was in college at the time, I was like, I need to find another way to make money, you know, Lola the hustler. So then I was like, I made those the other necklaces, the one for
Yeah.
the Blessed Afrique Boutique, and then I started selling those, and that was how I was getting personal pocket money.
Yeah.
And at that time, it actually didn't even have a name. Oh yeah, it was on Lola Enterprise. Yeah, it was actually on Lola Enterprises, and then it was on Lade Enterprise. That's what it was underneath. And then that's when I was like, no, the business name of this is becoming bigger. You know, at first I was like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna sell this to make money. Then it started becoming something bigger and bigger and bigger. So then it had to become its own entity, and that's why it is what it is now.
Yeah. So basically, charity, Hope for Us, and for profits, Blessed Afrique Boutique.
Yes.
Great, great. Wow, this is so much amazing stuff. What drives you? Because this ain't normal. What drives you?
But I think just I like to make my own money. I don't want to have to ask anybody for money. I don't want to, you know, I want to be able to do something and not have to wait on anybody to, you know, decide to give me money or anything like that. So yeah. And even from that young age, I know, oh, like we're supposed to ask our parents for money and stuff. But me, I don't have time for that, to be going around asking them for
Free
money.
me, Joe. Let me spend my money.
Yeah, I said, let me go and be making my own money. So
I can't come and kill myself.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great, great. Well, it's definitely a success. There is this one. It's a personal question from me. You somehow were able to get Adekunle Gold to model one of your necklaces, which I think it's amazing. How are you able to do that?
So before influencer marketing became a thing, I think I was already doing influencer marketing before I realized what it was. And I started that with HFU.
Yeah.
One of the initial things, I think that's why we became so popular so fast. And a lot of people know us to sell the necklaces, because I would, in order to spread our name, I would have the media team reach out to celebrities and ask them to, if they will take our necklace, if they would wear it in one of their posts, and just tag us and tell people that they got it from us and this is what the necklace is for and stuff like that. And so we just kept continuing that with different people. And I'm a big fan of Adekunle Gold. So I like was always like fangirling him on Twitter and Instagram. And I think one day he followed me back, and then I reached out. I don't even know what told me to go and reach out to him. So I just asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you want a necklace? Can I give you this necklace?" And all you have to do is tag us. And he said, "Yeah, sure." He said I should mail it to him, and I mailed it to him, and that was it. And from there, from there, that was how I guess you could say the continuous asking, because he's done it for HFU and he's worn it also for Blessed Afrique. So yeah.
Wow, that's really, really nice. That he can, he's cool about it, and of course, it's good quality stuff. So,
Yes, he is.
so
He's pretty nice. Anybody who reaches out to him in his DMs, I'm sure he'll probably answer. If he sees it and he's able to, he'll probably answer.
Yeah, yeah. He looks like that kind of guy, Looks
like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, great, great. I mean, you're such an inspiration. And the funny thing is that really see it as something big. You're like, you keep on telling me, I just want money. I just want to not ask my parents for money. But I think it's more than that, you're actually helping a lot of people. And you're actually helping a lot of people, and you're making a difference in the world, in Africa, in Nigeria. So good job on that.
Thank you.
Really proud, and I wish you the best of the
Eshego.
future. Shake money. Okay, so what are your goals for the future with all of these businesses, or if you plan to start something in the future? I don't know, where do you see yourself in
Mm-hmm.
5 years, maybe 10, if you can see that far, but
Yeah. So I just want to start off by saying that starting a business easy. It's not easy because then like I have these three things, right now, right? But then I'd be like, oh, you know what? This looks like a good business venture. And then maybe I would want to go and start it. And then I'm like, ugh, this is too difficult. I don't want to. Let me stick to what I'm already doing. So when you initially want to start something, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy at all. But then when you're going through it, I would say it kind of gets a bit easier, and then you're just used to it. So like I'm used to these three entities that I have, but I'm not but like to start something new, it's stressful, so but yeah, within the next like 5 years, hopefully I would plan to open up more businesses. What would they be? I don't know, but I'm passionate about women's safety, women's rights, and stuff like that in Nigeria. So I think I might do something along the lines of that. That's one thing. I don't know why. I'm really interested in farming and agriculture also. I want to own a farm in Nigeria. I want to so there was a funny story. There was the snowstorm that happened in Texas, like he said, I'm from the US. That happened, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So we didn't have power or heat for like 3 days. So my whole family was like sleeping in the living room with the fireplace because we had a gas fireplace, but everything else in the house is electric. So we're like sleeping in the living room and stuff like that. Like, literally we have nothing to do, nothing, because there's no power. So no TV, and then we have to be charging our phones and stuff like that every time in the car. So I told my sister to go get her whiteboard. And I was like, look, family, let's sit down. Let's make a plan for how we're going to develop a community, like some type of community plan to help. My dad is from Ilobu in Osun State. So it's a village. And I went there 2019 when we went back home. So I was like, let's develop a plan to do something within the community to help empower the people who are living there, because my master's is also in international development. So I was like, let's develop everything that I said we should do was based off of what I'm learning. So I said, let's develop a plan based off of community development, not aid. Let's not go there and just give them money. Let's let's go there and build something that can sustain, and that they would grow from it and everything like that. And so then we came up with an idea, and we were like, okay, we can try to do that whenever I guess COVID goes down a bit, and when it's a little bit more safer to travel and all of that, then we would try to put that in place. But I think that's one of my biggest things. I want them to be able to sustain on their own. I'm not saying, oh, let's go and try and change their culture or anything like that, but let them get to a level of sustainability and and development and all of that. And so that's another business that I want to start in the future, that one preferably near in the future. And farming, like I said, I don't know why, but I'm interested in farming and everything like that in Nigeria. So I would like to own some type of farmland. And other businesses right now, I don't know. I have my personal brand that people keep disturbing me to continue to work on, where because people ask me all the time, how did you start this, how did you start that, so that's kind of what I would say the personal branding is based on faith, culture, and entrepreneurship. So I do coaching calls. I don't know, I did this. I do coaching calls for people who or sessions, clarity sessions, to help them figure out what they want to do within their business and stuff like that, their small growing business.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So yeah.
How can people get in touch with you if they're interested?
So you can follow me on Instagram, the Auntie Lola, or you can go to my website, www.theauntielala.com, or you can email me at theauntielala@gmail.com. So yeah, anywhere. If you just put the Auntie Lola on Google, I'm sure I'll pop up too.
I'm gonna put a link in the chats.
Description. Okay, yeah.
Quick one. Where did the name Auntie Lola come from?
So
Because
I think it was
all of
in
this, I keep on hearing Auntie Lola, Auntie Lola, Auntie Lola. And that name has been there for a long time because I know you for a while now. And you've had that name for quite some time. And I'm like, okay, why Auntie?
So I would say I think the earliest memory that I have of it was, oh, okay, I think maybe it was high school or college. I don't remember which one it was. But me myself, I like to call myself auntie. I'm just obnoxious like that. So like when I see little kids, I'd be like, "Hi, my name is Auntie Lola," and stuff like that. And so that I think that happened in high school at one point in time. Like I went into like the children's class. I was like, "Hi kids, my name is Auntie Lola." And then again, I had the opportunity to teach in the children's class when I was in college. Um, I used to work with them frequently at church in the children's class. And so obviously at that point, so when I was younger, I was like in high school. So it's that, I guess, that fine line if children are going to call you auntie or not. But then when I was in college, no, like it was very obvious. Like the children were going to call you auntie. Like I looked like an auntie type of thing. So the kids by default, they would call me Auntie Lola. And
Yeah.
so from there, I just took the name from church and I took it to school. And I told everybody, I was like, I would just be introducing myself. Yeah, my name is Auntie Lola and stuff like that. And people on campus, they started calling me that. And it was like, I was like the school's mom. Like out of my group, I was like always the mom or whatever. Like I was always the oldest. Yeah. So I was always seen as the mom. Everybody would call me Auntie Lola. Like even people within the chat. And I think they're just used to it. I think that they're not even used to calling me Lola. Like even though it was a joke and everything, but I think they're actually used to it. I know some of my friends have my name as Auntie Lola in their phone. Some of my people who are in the charity who are like also my friends, they call me Auntie Lola. Even like at meetings or whatever, they'll call me Auntie Lola and stuff like that. So like I would go around joking around telling people, oh, call me Auntie Lola and stuff. But some people actually still do. And some people, Jojo, if you watch this, she refuses to call me Auntie Lola. So yeah, some people they call me it, some people don't. And some adults, they actually call me Auntie Lola too. Like, you know how people have nicknames? That's what they do.
Okay, Auntie Lola. Yeah, so it's been a great interview with you. I've been just to put you on blast right now. I've been trying to get in touch with Auntie Lola for a while now, and I'm so blessed and happy to have her here right now to do this interview. So thank you. If you have one last word for young business, young entrepreneurs who want to start a business, or young people like me, what would it be?
Find something that so if you want to start a business, look for a solution, look for a problem and see if you can find a solution to that problem. And then also you should validate that whole thing. See if it's something that can be done, if people are willing to pay for that solution, because unless you want to do a nonprofit, then you don't want to make money off of it, right? But if you're trying to start a business and you want to make money off of it, then you need to make sure that whatever solution you think you're trying to come up with, people would be willing to pay for it. So if you can have maybe like 5 friends that you always pitch your ideas to, and tell them to act like they're regular consumers. And then people that you're not as, maybe 1 or 2 people that you're not as close to, you can ask them, you can try to validate or pitch your ideas to them and see what they think about those specific, but make sure they're trusted people. All these people, make sure they're trusted. Don't go and be pitching your idea to people that can come and steal your business and everything like that. Make sure they're trusted people. And then also, whatever country you are in, make sure you try to, from the get-go, set up the legalities of your business very well. Whether that, if you're going to set it up to be an LLC, if you're going to set it up to be what do you call it, a corporation, whatever you're going to set it up to be, you can look for, there's pro bono lawyers like everywhere. You could try to find different, and there's a lot of free information on the internet. But if you have the money, you can pay somebody to do consultations for you. You can come and ask me questions too, because me, I have a lawyer. I have subscription to lawyer in Nigeria and America, so I can ask those questions to them and get back to you, and they can be part of my clarity session. So come join me. Come to my clarity sessions. Come and ask me questions. So yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I've had
You're
a
welcome.
lovely time talking with you, and yeah.
You too.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Eshe Omo Iyami.
I have a shirt for that, guys. Y'all should go and buy that too.
Yeah. I guess that's on Blessed Africa, right?
No, that's actually my personal brand, the Auntie Lola.
That's the Auntie Lola. Where can we find that?
So the shirt is under the Auntie Lola. So www.theauntilola.com. So yeah. So I would say that the Omalade Enterprises is now the Auntie Lola. All those businesses that I had are now under the Auntie Lola brand.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. It was great talking with you again. Thank you.
You too.
And have a nice. It's evening over here. I think in Texas, it's still middle of the day.
Yeah, it's really bright.
Yeah. So have a nice rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to send a message or view more content, check our description box below for all our socials and websites. Till we meet again, bye.